Yeah.
I'm a bit more of an amateur. Like, I watch UFC. Obviously, I love boxing, and I'm by no means no expert, but I do love boxing. But UFC, obviously, you speak to me like, "Oh, Rich, what's your thoughts on this?" And I'm like, "I don't know." I don't know. And in the middle, I realised I gave my government name.
Papa flopped it. Papa flopped it.
Don't matter. Find me, I'm ready for you. Jokes aside, so UFC, I know a lot about it, but I don't know a lot about it. Does that make sense? You're going to help me fill in the gaps. First of all, let's talk about Israel Adesanya.
Yes.
And
the style bender.
The style bender. He's obviously very charismatic.
Yeah.
So I'm asking this for people like myself who are probably trying to just fill in the gaps. What division is he in, first of all?
Yeah, so Adesanya, the style bender, I believe, is in the middleweight division of the UFC.
Yeah.
And he is the champion.
Yeah.
He is numero uno.
Yeah.
He has defeated stiff competition like Kelvin Gastelum.
Yeah.
He's gone on to beat the Spider, Silva, Anderson Silva.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, and he's got good names on his resume.
Right.
So he's not just a hype job or a hype train, as people like to call him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he's literally collecting heads. Yeah, I mean, and he's doing it in just like style bender fashion. Like
he's knocking people out. Like
I mean, like if he doesn't knock you out, he makes it look just incredibly easy, like a Mayweather.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's like the Mayweather.
What's his
of
fighting
the sport.
style? Because I know
Fluid.
It's just. But is he like a jiu-jitsu guy, karate guy, kickboxing?
He's more. I would say he's more of like a.
He's not a takedown guy.
No, he's not a takedown guy, right? So, and the crazy thing is that he I think he's a blue belt. Right, so he's not even great with. Well, he's obviously is great, but he hasn't got he's not a black belt or anything like some of the other guys. Yeah. But they still struggle to get him down and pin him down, or it's down to the fact that maybe they feel like. I feel like he gets into their head so much that you almost forget yourself that you're gonna grapple and bring this guy down, and you just want to go and fight with the guy, and that's the wrong thing to do, because as a stand-up fighter, he is. If not the best, one of the best.
So, one of the things I noticed about him when I looked at a few of his highlights is he's really good with his knee. He brings you in for the knee, he brings your head in, and then he'll go for the kick around the sides of the face. But obviously, very good with his hands. But is there anyone out there that can really take him down, in your opinion, in his division?
In his division, I think he's the best in his division. I think he will clean out his division. Yeah. I think when he steps up to 205, it's a light heavyweight division, is where some people he will. It's the natural progression for him. Yeah, I mean, and obviously you want to get bigger fights, more money, etc. And you might want to be the double champ, right? So you want to, hopefully keep and then and go and get the other belt, and he will be able to challenge for another belt immediately at 205, because he's got that reputation. So he won't have to go through any
jump the ranking.
Nah,
almost like when you're a champion at cruiserweight in boxing and you get mandatory
status in the heavyweight. You know what I mean? So you can just go and fight the head honcho straight away. So I think
light heavyweight is Johnny
Bones Jones, but he's now moved up to heavyweight.
Oh, so he's moved up.
So he's moved up a weight. You see, so what he's saying is that. And I think that's really the only guy who can give Izzy a run for his money.
Really?
Because Bone Jones can come back down to light heavy, and then they can meet.
But would that not have an impact on him? Because usually when you start swapping weights like that,
I don't think Jones is going to add much weight to himself, because as he is already, he's already a monster. Yeah, he will put heavyweights to sleep as is. Yeah, you know what I mean. I think. Tough, though. He's tough as nails. Tough as nails. Bone Jones.
I remember when he broke his toe was that way.
And he was still there. You know what I mean?
The Swedish guy, Gunnarsson or something.
Yeah, Gustafsson.
Yeah, I remember it because it was in the Breakfast Club.
He didn't even know his toe was broken until Joe Rogan pointed out to him. Can you imagine? That's just...
I think that's the adrenaline that was just
keeping him going.
So, cool. Let's go back to one that everybody knows. The Don. That is Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Now, he obviously retired, but... we all know that's probably something.
It's played out though, isn't it? Because he's always saying, I'm retired, and then he comes back. Retired, that is played out.
So what's his situation? Who's the competitors? Is Khabib still in the running? Is he going to face, is it 48?
Yeah, I mean, I hear that, it's off, the Khabib fight, because he leaked some messages that he had from Dana White.
Oh, right,
And so Dana's pretty pissed about it, and he's not going to give him that fight.
Yeah.
But the unique thing about Conor is that like his fanfare is so flipping high, it's so much.
Yeah, everyone wants to know what Notorious is doing.
Yeah, like he just brings so much money to the sport.
He does.
You know what I mean? So it's like, how long can you not give him the fights that will make the UFC the most money? Right? Because at the end of the day, it's a business. The biggest fight would be him versus Khabib after what happened in the last fight. You know what I mean? So I can see that happening, but it won't be this year.
So obviously, Conor being a PPV guy, there's a lot of names that have been mentioned. There is Khabib was going to fight another guy before the pandemic hit. You know, then his dad passed away. God bless his soul.
Yeah.
What's the guy's name? Do you remember his name? He fought. Oh. He thought, why is it gone out of my head? You know, I've got a laptop right here. I'm going to figure that out. But Khabib fought somebody, and it got called off. I think it was Poirier.
Oh, Dustin Poirier.
Yeah. He beat someone. Poirier beat somebody who was essentially the person that was actually touted to face Khabib, and then suddenly he got flung out the window. It was like, you versus Poirier seems like a big fight, and that's what I noticed about the UFC. You get beat, you are the guy now.
Yeah,
there's no hanging about.
It's proper. It's what I like about it because it's there's a very clear path to glory.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and it's just quite simple. Just keep beating the guys above you, and eventually you will be the number 2 guy who has to face the champion. It is what it is. There is no ducking. Like if you wanted to duck, then you would vacate and then move up a weight or whatever the case, and that's the only way to duck. But if your fight is being called, that's what it is.
So these guys are lightweight, right?
Yeah.
So what division is Masvidal and Usman?
So them guys, I think. They're not middleweights. They're
welterweights.
Welterweights.
Okay.
Welterweights.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
That's interesting because that fight there, that Masvidal guy, or
Masvidal.
Is that his name? Masvidal.
Jorge.
That's it. Jorge. I said Masvidal.
Yeah.
Jorge. Yeah. Let's call him Jorge. I like him.
He's they call him the street Jesus.
Yeah, street Jesus. That was it. Yeah. I like him.
He's a rough guy.
He took a challenge in 6 days.
Yeah.
And I remember waiting to watch that match, and it went right past me. You can't trust the internet, guys, man. It said, what day did it say? I think it said like the 26th or something like that. But then when I checked on the internet, it wasn't 26, so I was like, okay, it's not on this week, and then the game just went by, the match just went by. So you can't trust everything on the internet. But when I did catch the clips, I listened to his interview with a very particular journalist who's quite popular. I liked what he had to say. He's obviously very brave. He will take a fight on short notice, and even though Usman, I guess it looked like he dominated the fight based on the clips I saw.
Yeah, it was.
He came out with some good credit. You understand?
I mean, 6 days, right?
Yeah.
Like how. But then rumor had it that he knew he was going to fight him. Yeah. Like it was the only way it was going. So he was already preparing for him. So the narrative for 6 days was just to sell the fight.
And he had to cut like 20 pounds or something like that in that period. So how prepared was he really?
But he's always had to cut. You know what I mean? Like Jorge's always like. I mean, for people within because they don't really have catch weights in the UFC, it's very difficult because you're always finding yourself in a position to have to cut weight.
Okay.
And I think Chrissy Cyborg. There's a documentary on YouTube where she is. She is, right? Yeah, she's had to cut weight, and you can literally see her like this. They're dying. Cutting weight. No, like real talk. They are dying cutting weight. Like it's mad. Like one. Dude, they will work out in saunas, right? They will wrap themselves up with loads of towels and coats and all that other stuff.
Sweat it all out.
Bro, like they're dying. Apparently the blood gets so thick it could clot and you can just hit a heart attack or whatever.
Wow.
Like that's how much fluids they're trying to drain out of their body. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. Like they've got to find those in between weights and to prevent the the having to cut drastic weight.
So wasn't Chrissy Cyborg the one that got knocked out by
Amanda Nunes? Yeah.
Everyone was looking forward to that fight. Nunes just stamped her.
But Nunes is the baddest woman.
Yeah.
She's the baddest.
It's so bad I've forgotten about what's her name?
She went to Ronda Rousey. She cleaned through everybody.
Yeah, she took Ronda Rousey's confidence and her soul
immediately. She's awesome.
And I rate that from the UFC, like how they really bigged up the women's division.
Right.
Boxing is lagging behind.
She's the double champ.
Yeah.
She's
She
the
is,
double
man.
champ.
Give me my belt.
Yeah.
I remember.
She's bad.
Okay, cool, man. I mean, obviously, there's a lot going on in the UFC. So, what is the next big fight we're waiting for? Is there one that's set in stone?
There isn't one set. I mean, look, I think a lot of fights in the UFC are big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They know how to sell a fight.
They do.
They know how to, bring the fanfare around it. So I wouldn't say that there is one that everyone's looking for. But if you're looking for a casual, then you're looking at a McGregor fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whatever it is, whatever McGregor's going to be doing is going to be a big deal.
Do you know what I like? Just to round up on UFC, I like the fact that they've, kind of worked their way through this pandemic. And for the fighters, no fans or fans, they're taking it down.
Take the fight.
And boxing needs to take a massive lesson from them because
Mate.
I'm a massive boxing fan, but I'm losing my patience with them.
It's ridiculous. Isn't it?
WBC needs to be out. WBO can follow them. IBO is not recognised. IBF needs to be the only standing championship. But we're not going to make this about boxing.